Brookvale Oval is the venue for this round 5 game in the Telstra Premiership. It is the Northern Eagles taking on the Sydney Roosters. For the Eagles this afternoon, Brendan Reeves is the fullback. The halves are Ben Walker and Brett Kamali, the captain, and hooker is Jeff Tuvey, and the coach is Peter Sharp. For the Sydney Roosters, one change to their team. Going back to the bench to start as an interchange player is Brian Fletcher. Adrian Morley, the English import, comes into the second row, and the coach for the Roosters is Graham Murray. And Brad Fettler gets us underway. It will be the Roosters who will defend the southern end here at Brookvale. Not much of a breeze to speak of. There won't be much of an advantage for either team in the kicking department. Evans it is who plays it for the Eagles. Gives it across to Trindle as he hits it just outside their 20-metre line. Tuvey gives it off to Mark O'Mealy, back after missing a couple of weeks with a knee injury. I'd be happy to have him back out there. Damaging runner with the ball. Here is Menzies taking an early hit up. Peter Sharp, the Eagles coach, has been looking for him to get more involved in recent times, and Kamali it is, gets a kick away from inside his 40. Will bounce down inside the Roosters 20, but it's Singh who cuts it off before it can make it to the touchline. Haggerty, an exciting runner with the ball. Picked up some big meters last week against the Raiders. Pongia up quickly, they were to meet him. Trindle, a good front on tackle. They go to the right-hand side again as Logan takes his turn.
Gary Mason, we have your son James.
Letty gives it off to Morley. He gets it up almost to the halfway line on the last tackle. It's Green who'll do the first piece of kicking for them this afternoon, and Lenny Beckett had to go to his knees to take it a little awkwardly. Came up with it for the Eagles. Solid set of 6 from both teams to start this one. The Roosters up inside the 10. Archer very quickly waves them back, and the Eagles will get a great chance here to go deep on the attack.
35 metres picked up by Kamali from that kick. They're obviously on the belief that playing against the Roosters, your best chance is playing the game at a great speed.
Kamali stands at first receiver. Walker outside him. Gave it off to Muir. Was almost through a hole there between Morley. Now he keeps it alive. Walker gets it back to Kamali. He gives it off to Evans. Great ball to Menzies. The Eagles score. The first time they go on the attack inside the Roosters 20. A great couple of offloads. One from Muir, one from Evans. 4-0 in just the 3rd minute here at Brookvale.
And why wouldn't the Brookvale fans celebrate? Some wonderful skills displayed. The Eagles deciding they want to play this game as quickly as possible. It was all started, of course, Adam Muir. We were talking about his ability to offload. There's another one to add to the list. Kamali running to the line. Put a little bit of pressure on his teammate, but great support play. We've become used to seeing that, of course, over the years by Menzies. He continues the tradition this afternoon.
Well, he certainly did, but this was a great ball by Adam Muir. Plenty of defence around. That's what started the movement. Kamali, good ball to Evans, and this has been unbelievable. Got the arm out, kept it free, and of course Menzies, who loves scoring tries, as you mentioned earlier, not playing as wide this year, in a little bit closer, and hopefully we'll see a few more of them as the year progresses.
What a way to start the game.
Walker from wide out, well outside the 20, strikes it nicely though. Dream beginning it is for the Eagles. 6-0 over the Roosters. O'Mealy gets an arm free and gives it back to Tuvey, and he fires it in turn to Trindle, who picked up some good meters before coming up to meet him. A good tackle by Fitzgibbon. Strong work from the second rower. Walker. A step amongst those red, white and blue jumpers. Gets it just over the halfway line. Kamali turns it on the inside. Muir was there again. Combination between those two. Sloppy play the ball. Reeves wasn't the intended dummy half, and now it comes off a Roosters hand, and they stand there and watch it. Well, it didn't come off a Roosters hand, in fact. They could have played at the ball, but still the last tackle now for the Eagles. Minicello goes back. Has nice hands to pick it up on his own goal line. They'll work it away from inside their own 10. They spread it to the left-hand side. Singh. Get away from Albert Torrens. A strong defensive centre. Morley now. It's just outside their 20. The Eagles 6-0 over the Roosters. We've had just over 10 minutes. Pongia through Green. Fitzgibbon now. Ricketson did well to hang on to it. Couple of tackles left. And instead of 6 for the Roosters, Fitzgibbon just takes a settler, and now we'll have somebody called out. It's going to be Jeff Tuvey.
High tackle. No, listen. You're off the ground and you hit him straight across the net. You've got to keep it down, okay? Yep.
Not a surprise that Jeff Tuvey didn't agree with the referee's decision. Having a look at it, he might have a case.
The referee said he was off the ground. I think he was still standing on the ground. Just put his arm up to drag him down.
Well, it's given the Roosters another chance here. Fettler has it, gives it off to Logan. He carts it up towards the Eagles' 30-metre line. Fettler, who's been spending a lot of time at dummy half in attack. Pongia comes back to Benetti. Now Green buys a ball to Fitzgibbon. Has Cross outside him. Minicello's there also, but Cross couldn't get the ball away. There's Green again. Gives it off to Ricketson. Mule was up quickly to snuff it out. About 14 out from this Eagles line. Not a good chance for the Roosters here. They couldn't convert last time. Here's Fittler turning it back on the inside for Singh. Well tackled down low by O'Mealy. Sloppy pass from dummy half. It came to Ricketson, who had to go backwards. Trying to put the grubber in. Here's Menzies picking it up. Nobody in front of him. Fitzgibbon couldn't go with him. Racing to try and get him. Haggerty. I don't know if he can pick him up. Menzies might go all the way and score a double. Great pace from the second rower. Come lock forward. They were right there with him, and Haggerty, who is a known speedster, couldn't go with him and used up 80 metres to try and get there. Menzies has a double. The Eagles lead 10-0.
And watch him fill the lungs on the way back. He'll have a giggle about it, but I can tell you the steps at the end were about a quarter of a metre long. Confusing to try and work out exactly why Ricketson decided to put the kick in. No chance of getting through there, and have a look at him stride out. Magnificent speed shown by Haggerty. You just see the pace is getting a little bit shorter now. Thankfully, the line got there to the light of the eagle in the corner.
I reckon that line was getting further and further away the closer he was trying to get to it. But this was unusual. All come back from the pass from dummy half. Never went to anybody. It was a total confusion as far as the Roosters were concerned. And the kick was put in. Menzies did exceptionally well. But you've got to give Haggerty a bit of a rap. There's probably a few of the Roosters players wondering why he waited so long to get to him. But it was a great chase, but an even better run from this man, Steve Menzies.
The Roosters last week fell behind at halftime. They trailed the Raiders at 11-2 in a game they came from behind to win. Walker hooks it slightly. They lead quite nicely. 10-0 it is. We've had just on 14 minutes here at Brookvale. Stephen Menzies, already a 2-try hero for the locals. Peter Sharp, calm, cool and collected. High in the stands here at Brookvale.
Always is Sharp. He never shows too much emotion until towards the end of the game. But I think deep down he'd be very happy with the start of the Eagles. And the difference, I think, between the two sides is the fact that the Eagles are making inroads up the middle with their forwards, and when the Roosters have got the ball, they're not making half as many metres up the middle as what the Eagles are. And that's laying the platform.
Offload's really killing the Roosters at the moment. The Eagles with plenty of them in this first quarter of the game. Here's Evans. Wrestled backwards at his own 10-metre line. You can see offloads 4-2 so far. First part of this one. Trindle it is. Wrapped up in a combination of Morley and Logan. Here's Kamali. Looking down this short right-hand side from deep inside his own 40, but he's put it out on the full. Just when things were going so beautifully for them, the halfback and playmaker has put them under a little bit of pressure by trying to bite off a little bit too much with the kick.
Very rare a mistake from Kamali, but as soon as that ball left his boot, he knew he was in a little bit of strife. Wobbled off sideways. And as you call, Warren, he's put his team under a little bit of pressure. That's something that they haven't been doing by their own accord.
Fittler. Give it away to Phillips on the run around. Cross trying to work him into some space, but it was well read by the left centre out there for the Eagles. Ben McDougall, the younger brother of Adam McDougall. A bounce and a catch there from Fitzgibbon. Soft hands he showed. Green. Give it away to Ricketson at the 20-metre line. Pongia looking one way. Now he gives it to Fittler. Coming through the hole was Logan, but a couple of moves already in this set of 6. The timing wasn't quite right for the Roosters. Benetti ran a long way before he gave it to Morley. The Eagles stood and waited for him. Last tackle now. Fittler at first receiver gives it off to Green. Off the right foot into a hole. Grubber for Fitzgibbon, who will put the ball down. Tony Archer says that's a try. I thought he might have gone to the video referee, Mick Stone, just to check to see if Fitzgibbon was onside, but Archer very confident that he wasn't. And the Roosters have hit back, 10-4.
And Paul Green might just take a little dart past Luke Ricketson and say, that's how you do it. Make sure you put it right on the spot, but there was no doubt from the referee that he was onside. A good call. Probably got the nod from the touch judge as well.
Just a nice step by Green off the right foot to open up the space in behind the defence, and he rolled it right onto the chest of Fitzgibbon, who now has this from almost in front. And we're back to a 4-point ball game. The Eagles and the Roosters. It's the Northern Eagles 10-6. 18th minute. Cracking pace to start this one. 2 tries to Menzies. Good one laid on by Green for Fitzgibbon for the Roosters to open their account. As we said, they trailed by 9 at halftime last week against the Raiders. 10 early on here. Still plenty of time before halftime though. Long kickoff. Comes back with Quentin Pongia. Cross from dummy half. Josh Stewart out there. Some changes made by Peter Sharp. On for Trindle. O'Mealy also getting a rest for the time being. Brian Fletcher is out there. Maybe Morley goes back to the bench for the first time in this game as Hegarty stepped nicely in some traffic. Here is Fletcher over the halfway line. Offloads on his first touch. Comes to Green, who gave it back to Fitzgibbon. He'll take the tackle there just outside the Eagles' 40-metre line. Hegarty gives it away to Green. To Logan. Well read by Stringer, who was up quickly. Also up there to help him was Evans. Green rolls it. Beautiful weight on this kick into the in goal. It wouldn't reach the dead ball line. Lenny Beckett does very nicely to get back into the field of play.
Lenny Beckett.
Steps at a frantic pace when he gets the ball in his hands, does Lenny. Here's Ben McDougall. A little bit sick coming out of that tackle. Strong stuff by Fletcher. Miles off the right wing to try and help out the forwards. As we said in our pre-game show, it's a very warm afternoon here at Brookvale. Kamali now. Good ball into a hole. Right out of the textbook. Evans ran into it. Touched by Hegarty. Play on. 6 more tackles as Torrens has it. Such a danger, as you said before the game, Wally.
It can be exciting attacking play, but the combination is the thing that's really working. A treat for the Eagles so far.
Here's Stringer with the ball. The Roosters trying to recover after Kamali opened them up with a trademark ball just off the hip. Here he is again. Went past McDougall, got it away to Beckett. Kamali across the face. Comes to Walker. Well hung on to by Reeves. Away to Torrens. In the Fittler tackle, he slipped it back to Reeves, who was tackled at the 10 by Fitzgibbon. Here's Walker at first receiver. Got it away. Tackled 5 metres out and play it there. It was Adam Muir, or rather it was Josh Stewart who plays it for them. Now Kamali trying to get them 6 more tackles. Minicello can't make it back to the field. Great set of 6. And then another set of 6 after the touch by the Roosters for the Eagles. Kamali instrumental.
Well, he certainly was. He gets his hands on the ball at least 5 times out of the 6 tackles. That was a great little kick through. Well backed up with the defence. And as you say, they get another set of 6 now, and quite often it's going to make it very tough for the Roosters to hold them out.
Well, I've got to say, you've got to give a huge pat on the back to Beckett. It's because of his determination to be able to get the ball and dive out from behind the line when it looked like they may be trapped in behind the line and forced to restart with the goal line drop. Now the Eagles are on attack.
That's with Josh Stewart. Puts it up towards the 20. He's also taken the Clippers to his hair in the last couple of days. Adam Muir, who almost gets through a gap, courtesy of another Kamali pass. He cuts back to the left-hand side. Walker. Cut-out ball for Menzies. Rolling the ball in with a foot this time, and Ben McDougall might have got there just a fraction too late. He has.
I say, I'm a little bit confused that they decided to drop the ball on the toe there as well. It's simply throwing the ball through the hands may have done it. They had a 2-on-1 overlap.
Just over the dead ball line as McDougall slammed it down. Menzies trying everything at the moment. Almost everything working. Here's Benetti. Has it back to the halfway line as the Roosters restarted it from the 20. Singh. Go from dummy half. Picks up 10 metres of his own. Green. Off that right foot. Touched by Albert Torrens. 6 more tackles for the Roosters. Fitzgibbon dived on it. He'll play it still. On the Eagles side of halfway, here's Hegarty. Benetti gives it off to Green, who was standing very close to the advantage line. Fletcher dispensed with Kamali like a rag doll. Got it back to Fittler. He will score. The captain goes over. And we're all tied up 10-10 at Brookvale. Brian Fletcher, didn't he pick his mark? Brett Kamali was flying through the air backwards. Oh, if you don't mind, Brian. Let's take a look at this again.
Well, it's one of those games. It's about taking your opportunities. The Roosters haven't had too many, but they've done it. If you ever need any panel beating done, contact that bloke. He'll be able to straighten out your worst-looking fender in the car. What a great fend. With an Australian teammate.
Well, it's a perfect example of showing kids what not to do up against a big man like Brian Fletcher. Because he went high, Fletcher just pushed him off as if he wasn't there. A great ball back inside to Brad Fittler.
They'll have a 2-point lead. A real contrast to open this game as Craig Wing looks on from the bench. Still to come into it. The Eagles led by 10. The Roosters have scored back-to-back tries. Now they lead by 2. 4 tries and a jam-packed first 25 minutes here at Brookvale Oval. Peter Sharp was looking rather cool up in the box. The Eagles coach not so long ago. It might be a different look right now. Here's Cusack. On now for the Roosters in 14. Brings it outside their 10. Pongia. Carts it up. Carried Mule with him on his back. Fletcher again running right at Ben Walker this time. Another offload. This time to Fittler again. He got it away to Fitzgibbon. Fletcher is just carving them up. Running at Kamali and Walker. And just charging through them. Here's Green now. He'll play it to Benetti. It comes to Pongia. It's another hit up in this set of 6. Ricketson has Cross outside him. An important tackle made by Beckett. Cross had Minicello outside him unmarked. Now Green. Grubbering. Reeves will have to come a long way across to stop this one. It sits down in the in goal. Tries to put a step on, but it won't work. Ricketson shovels him across the touch in goal. The Roosters are doing everything right suddenly.
Well, another very good kick by Green then. We saw Lenny Beckett, able to force his way out. This time it couldn't happen. A very good chase again by the kick chase team from the Roosters.
Kamali to get us back underway. Just under 14 minutes left in this first half. And it's Fletcher who has it. Tries to storm his way across the top of Ben McDougall, who hung on for grim life as he took it back inside the 20. Cross. He started as an interchange player who burst onto the scene, did Brian Fletcher. Might be back there for a couple of weeks, the way he's come off the bench today. Fettler away to Fitzgibbon. Stepping past Albert Torrens. They riding to the ground. It was Walker and Kamali who got him there. Only a couple of metres away from that Eagles line. Fettler away to Green. Players outside him. Links up with Fletcher, who was well tackled once again by Ben McDougall. Here's Benetti. Goes from dummy half, looking to get there and almost did. Evans snaffled him, inches from the line. Green it is, grubbering again. Pongia, it came into contact with him, it will be offside. In fact...
Who plays at the ball? Who plays at the ball? No, offside. Offside. No, offside. Leave it. Hey, off his leg and the bloke in front dives on the ball. No. It's not how I saw it, Jeff. It's not how I saw it. It's not how I saw it, Jeff.
Well, Turvey is dumbfounded, and this is why it came off the back of the heels there and then bounced up off Quentin Pongia. Tony Archer thought it came off an Eagle, and the Roosters will get a gift 2 points here, and you can see from the replay, and Turvey has also watched the replay, and
go back 10.
He still can't believe it. There was a posse of them harassing Archer to no avail. Fitzgibbon from right in front extends this Roosters lead to 4 points. It should only be 2. The Eagles should have the ball somewhere in the Roosters' half, perhaps. Green. The Minicello, who was scouting around from that short side. Ricketson back on the inside for Morley. Went straight past them as well, almost pushed away from Reeves. The ball went backwards but lost forward, says Tony Archer.
Ball goes straight down and forward.
A break perhaps for the Eagles.
Over here, Paul.
And a sorely needed one as well. Their defence around the ruck is starting to split at the moment. A few of their players losing their temper. Ball simply coming free in the tackle.
Walker. Only up with a strong front-on tackle by Luke Phillips. Taking it forward, Willie Lation got collared by Brian Fletcher.
Across the neck, you've got to keep him down, okay? Right there.
Might have the second rower a little worried. Wasn't placed on report, but of course, saw similar tackles end up in a suspension for Luke O'Donnell, the Tigers' second rower during the week, who will miss tomorrow's game against the Storm at Leichhardt. The Eagles here at Brookvale on the attack. Trindle plays it. Tuvey away to Kamali. Came to Stringer. Takes it inside that Roosters 20-metre line. Walker fires it behind Torrens. An awful pass. Miles goes back. Clean up. A wasted tackle for them. Kamali waits on the left. They go to the right down the short side. Great pass from Walker to Albert Torrens. They worked it so beautifully. Just the numbers down the short side. Kamali was screaming one way, they went the other, and they caught the Roosters asleep at the wheel.
They certainly did. It was the lazy Roosters on the blind side. They only had one guy out apart from the winger there.
Well, it was very well read by Ben Walker. He had a look at the play before, when the play was taken from the sideline back in about 10 metres. A couple of the Roosters players chased it back in, left only 2 of them on the blind side. The way he read that, though, was first class.
You don't see it often. You don't see it happen that often, but that was first-class football there. This period of the game as well, where players are starting to get tired and there's a bit of fatigue setting in, and that's where the guys with the football brains come to the fore.
Walker slots it between the posts, and it's the Eagles back in front of the Roosters at Brookvale. 5 minutes before half-time. It's 16-14 in favour of the Eagles. An important 3.5 minutes coming up before the break in this game. Beckett going to step his way outside the 20, gets carried backwards. Christmas hold style by Fletcher.
Well, a decision to be made here from Kamali. Do they risk getting charged down on the last tackle? I think he'll probably kick on this one here just to make sure the kick and chase on this one's imperative with the clock so close.
Tuvey down the short side, loves to attack on the blind. McDougall taken high, they scream. Not so, says Tony Archer. Here's Kamali driving it long and low. Phillips once again in the right position, gave it off to Minicello. Trindle couldn't come up with him. Oh, he got away but lost the ball. A chance here for the Eagles. McDougall right there knocked it on.
Yeah, it's your loose.
The Eagles will get it. Great chance for them here. Minicello off the pass from Phillips was almost away from them and then just dropped it there, perhaps knocked out in a one-on-one tackle by Kamali.
It's a great tackle by Kamali, but in a great attacking position now, the Eagles.
Walker took off the right foot, did so, got away from Fittler. Sliding across, they picked him up. Morley, and they give away a penalty. Made a good tackle in cover defence, breaking from the scrum, the second rower, but gave it away. Too keen to try and slow the ball down. And Walker now can extend this lead for the Eagles.
I don't think they'd be all that concerned about it. Walker trying to tip the ball back there, but they really were on the ropes, the Roosters.
Walker just inside the right upright. And the Northern Eagles, in their first game at Brookvale for the season, lead the Roosters 18 points to 14. Showed some composure after giving up back-to-back tries by the Roosters. And the Roosters suddenly were finding a lot of holes and creating holes, the likes of Fletcher and Morley. But they've hit back. Tuvey is placated for the moment. And the kickoff, and the return, quite possibly the last play of the first half. And it's Stringer who catches it on the full and brings it back. And I'll get this one more tackle in. Reeves. Give it off to Lation, who is tackled, and that will do us. What an action-packed 40 minutes we've seen. 5 tries in total. 3 to the Eagles, 2 to the Roosters. It is the locals who will have a 4-point lead to hang on to or lose in this second half. 18-14. The Eagles get us back underway. Phillips took the kick off and gave it off to Peter Cusack, who gets it just outside the 20. They came from behind last week against the Raiders. Can they do it again here, this time on foreign soil against the Eagles? Benetti gives it away to Cusack and runs at Stringer. Stepped over the top of him. Trindle was there with the help of Lation to bring him to ground. Reeves goes up and parries it with the right hand. Runs at Ryan Cross. And then gets carted backwards by Luke Ricketson. McDougall scampers for a darting 10 metres.
I said let go, you were on the bottom of the break, grab the top of it. Leave it alone.
Tony Archer wasting no time to stamp his authority on the Roosters' defence to open up this second half.
Let's go, Eagles.
The Eagles once again on the attack. There it was. Tuvey it is. Lation taking it forward. Has it at the Roosters' 20-metre line. Tuvey down the short side. Turns it back for Kamali. Pushed away from Fletcher. Runs across field. He had Walker there but couldn't link up with him. It was hit by Morley and Benetti. Walker. Cut out ball. Second man play for Reeves. Tuvey again goes to dummy half. Walker stands there. Trying to push his way across the line, but doing a couple of metres. Slow play the ball. Wasn't happy with Brian Fletcher, who throws a couple of punches. Meantime, Kamali put the kick in. It came off the hands of and McDougall has flopped onto it.
I'm going to check that.
Tony Archer wants to take a look at it. He'll go to the video referee. Fletcher was trading punches with Ben Walker. Kamali put a delightful kick in. Minicello was going backwards. Did it come off his hands? We'll find out.
Well, there'll be a couple of things they'll look for here. Whether the players were onside. I don't think there was any problem about that. Matty Singh went to the air. It looked like he tried to catch it with two hands out in front, which wasn't successful at all. But I think the referee will also require... Well, Minicello, I'm sorry, not Matt Singh. Was there any contact there made prior to Minicello grabbing the ball? But I think the referee will ask, was there any problem when the stink started?
Well, I think it's the big question has got to be asked as to whether Lenny Beckett was the player. I think he's made no attempt to catch the football. I mean, you're not allowed to take a man while he's in the air. Minicello was in the air, albeit not too high, but his feet were off the ground. Look, I just think that it'll probably go against the Eagles.
The video referee is Mick Stone, a man with plenty of experience. An important decision coming up. He rules a try. Walker from the touchline. Looking to extend this lead. What a kick it is. Right over the black dot. And the Eagles lead the Roosters 24-14. Menzies scored in the first couple of minutes of the first half. McDougall has done the same here in the second half. And what a kick from Walker. Kamali. Way to Walker. He waited at the line. Fittler wrapped him up. Reeves. Again, they worked that blindside play. Torrens. This time Cusack is able to get him. Kamali again, another cross kick. More pressure coming up from Minicello. This time Beckett plays at it, knocks it backwards into the hands of Ryan Cross. A little more successfully diffused in the first time. Minicello ricocheted off the attempted tackle there of Kamali. Here comes the excitement machine. Craig Wing gets his chance. Just over half an hour left in the game, and he'll come on surely to replace Benetti, you would think. Morley takes it up strongly towards the halfway line. 24-14, the Eagles lead the Roosters. There's Fletcher again. They can't get him to ground. Another offload. Wing. Good short pass for Morley. He stands in tackles as well. Still running. Pushed away from them. Walker finally gets him to the grass just outside the Eagles 20. Wing on the last tackle. Fittler grubbering now. In behind them, Reeves has to go back to the in goal. Another outstanding kick from the Roosters.
Well, that was a better set of six by the Roosters. See a little bit of tightness coming into the forwards from the Eagles. It's a very good kick. Terrible bounce for the fullback.
Between himself and Green, they've put on a display that David Beckham would be proud of this afternoon. Long stuff, bombs, grubbers. Can do it all. 6 more tackles coming up. And from well inside Eagles territory, Green fields the dropout and gives it off to Logan. Straightens up as he gets to Willie Lation, who stood in front of him. They've got him 25 metres out. 5 tackles for the Roosters. Can they respond? Here's Ricketson. Angling across. Fittler showing it, running. Pushed away from Ben Walker. Now he gets away again. Gives it off to Ricketson. He got it to Paul Green. Chance on the right-hand side if they can get it there. Cross. Batted it on for Minicello. They'd recovered in time, and there are a number of Eagles in front of the winger. Cross. Gives it to Green. Cut-out ball to Fittler. Again, he fires a long pass to Singh. Nobody in front of him, but called back for a forward pass. They're celebrating. They won't be in a moment. Fittler is aghast.
Well, there didn't seem to be any doubt in the mind of both officials. The referee, as soon as he had a peep at it, looked over to the touch judge. The touch judge was also notioning that he believed that it went forward. Fittler's pass was made around about a metre out from the line. It tended to be caught, well, it looked like it appeared it was caught almost on the line, so you have to say, yeah, it was, but did it travel backwards first? I think he's made the right decision there.
Yeah, I agree with the referee. A lot of people mention the hands, but I do think that the ball did go forward. It didn't float forward.
Oh, well, I think it floated forward and was passed backwards. So I think he's come up with the wrong decision there. I've got to go against you, Wally. Reeves bounces away and spills the ball. The Roosters will get another chance here. The pass will be a good one from Fittler for mine. It's fish and chip wrapping now. Here's Singh. Gives it away to Green. Ricketson will take it to them. Try to get away from Kamali, who swung into ground. Wing to Fletcher. Put it away. You get another offload. Wing. 2 tries last week against the Raiders. 2 tries against the Cowboys. And now Fletcher from dummy half. Lost the ball, or did he? Archer wants a look at it. He'll check the grounding from Fletcher, who bounced to his feet, claiming a try. The ball came loose. He was at very close range, and there were a lack of Eagles in front of him.
Yeah, the Eagle that was in front of Brian Fletcher was the man that tried to make the high tackle on him before, Brett Kamali. Not a problem. I can't see that being a problem there.
Green lights. A try it is. Graham Murray. Not too much emotion up high in the Roosters box. And Brian Fletcher. Well, Graham Murray said during the week he'll start from the bench because he had a big week last week against the Raiders. What an impact he's had since coming into this game. He has dominated every time in attack for the Roosters. If he has the ball, they have not been able to stop him with the ball. Poured through a gap to set up Fittler, and then he went through Brett Kamali for the second time in this game. He'll have nightmares about the number 11 in the tricolour.
And I think what they've got to try and adopt is Jeff Tuvey's approach to the defence. Whenever he sees Brian Fletcher running, he goes in, he takes him low, and simply lets Fletcher's body weight carry him over the top.
But the kick is a shocker from Luke Phillips. An important one too, because it would have got them within 4 points. 24-18 it is. Minicello. The crossfield runs at Walker. They are really sizing each other up here. Going to put on some big hits. Singh. Good run. Could have easily been a penalty to the Roosters. O'Mealy flopped in after the initial tackle was made. Pongia goes across the 30-metre line. Fitzgibbon. Looking for a fast play the ball himself. Got it away to Wing. Hasn't been able to break the line. Now he does. Only Reeves in front of him. Got it away to Fletcher. He got it back to Paul Green. He set sail for the line. A great tackle. A try saver made by Reeves. 5 metres out. Wing to the right-hand side. Intercepted. Picked up by Kamali, who was offside, says Tony Archer.
Kamali saying, I made an effort to get onside. Unfortunately, if you're not back, you don't get it.
Here's Pongia. They take the tap. And the front rower launches himself at this Eagles defence. A metre away, they trail by 6. Wing gives it off to Fitzgibbon. They wrap him up. Trendle and Muir there. Wing again to dummy half. Fletcher at first receiver. Took it like Mark Waugh at second slip. The days he used to play there. Just a few metres away from the line. Fletcher standing. Wing. Ball pass behind. Paul Green had to go back for it. Stepped off the right foot, knocked backwards and play on, says Archer. Phillips showed it to Fittler. Tried to take them on himself. Menzies didn't fall for the dummy. Fittler off the left foot. Flings it backwards. Play on. Morley comes up with it. Good tackle by Trendle. Some strong defence from the front rower when they needed it. Wing to Green. Grubbering off the knees. This time Kamali's onside. Downfield he goes. Gave it back to Reeves. Almost got away from Minicello. Great counter-attack from the Eagles. They're roaring in the stands here at Brookvale as McDougall goes forward. 9 metres on the Roosters side of halfway. O'Mealy to Walker. One moment they were inches away from scoring. Now they're hanging on themselves, the Roosters. Kamali turns it back on the inside for Trindle. Just outside that Roosters 20. Kamali showed it. They didn't fall for it. Fletcher was there. One more tackle. Muir waits at dummy half. And Walker at first receiver looking for a one-pointer. He chips it and it's good. The field goal from Ben Walker. An important 7-point buffer now for the Eagles. 25-18 with 15 minutes left.
And a simple kick that appeared to put the Eagles under pressure. Effectively, it was blocked out. He took plenty of time with it, Walker. Put it up higher than our cameras can cover. I don't think it was... he made contact as well as possible, but great to see Kamali pick that ball up. The best part about it, he thought, well, there's no way in the world I'm going to run 100 metres. Where is someone? Come and grab it.
Trindle. And now Bandy. Will 7 points be enough here? The Roosters came from behind last week against the Raiders to win a nail-biter. Ricketson gets ready to come back on. Evans. With a great opening to the game. That pass for Menzies. Toby! Straight through them has Kamali in support. And the halfback will score under the post with what might be the match winner for the Eagles. A couple of generations of Eagles in action there. Toby straight through them, harking back to his old halfback days. Finished off by one of the new Eagles.
Well, wonderful
insight. Backing it up.
Wonderful insight from Toovey. He was running up to the ruck. He decided that he was going to have a go. He'd spotted a couple of players standing 2 or 3 metres wide.
Well, Walker, after getting the very important field goal, this kick from right in front, and put them out by an even 13, if you like. And that, with just on 13 minutes left in this game, could well be enough. We've seen some great comebacks from sides, especially the Roosters in recent times. But Walker will make a Roosters comeback, an improbable one here today. 31-18. You only have to think back, though, to the football stadium last year in an important game that Graham Murray watched his side come back from 10 down with only 5 to play against the Newcastle Knights and win, with Craig Fitzgibbon potting a field goal from wide out to give them a 2-point victory on that occasion. If they come back here, we're in for a special 12.5 minutes at Brookvale. Trindle. Tackled just inside his 20. What a play from Toovey. O'Mealy. Tackled by Ricketson. Drags the big man backwards. A sloppy play, the ball, and a fumble from Toovey. Who was it that coined that phrase about heroes 1 minute and villains the next? Now they'll be under the pump on their own 20-metre line. Still plenty of time for the Roosters, as we said.
Let's go in, Quinn. Get the head in. This leg up. Get in, Steve Menzies. Steve Menzies, stay in. In you go.
Green feeds it. We'll have it from the scrum base. Away to Flannery, standing at first receiver. Kamali, in his 100th game of first-grade football. A part to play he's had for the Eagles in a variety of ways. Ricketson, just outside the 10. Fittler takes it to them. Tries to put the speed on and get away from Bandy, who hung on to him around the ankles. He'll play it eventually. Fitzgibbon to dummy half. Could have passed away, or was trying to. It went to ground. Was tackled by one of the markers when he wasn't expecting it. They've coughed it up pretty meekly, the Roosters. Trindle plays it. It comes to Kamali. They've used 9 interchanges each so far in this game. Evans again for Menzies, the new firm. Good tackle by Phillips on Menzies, who lost it.
No hand in there.
He was trying to bounce to his feet and get a fast play the ball away.
Geez, they're making it tough on themselves, the Eagles, aren't they?
Well, that's the point, Brett. I think they've lost sight of the view that they really don't have to score any more points to win it. All they've got to do is consolidate their field position and make things as tough as possible for the Roosters.
Ryan Cross had to go high to take the pass from Paul Green. 5 metres into Eagles territory. Here's Hegarty from the other side of the field. Got it back to Minicello, who tries to swing away from the tackle there of Jay Bandy. Fittler, the first receiver, away to Fletcher. Touched by Bandy. Play on, 6 more tackles as Cross was almost away. Minicello waits at dummy half. Kamali gets another shove for his trouble. Green turns it back for Fittler. They've got their legs tangled up. Numbers for the Roosters on that side of the field. Flannery didn't put it through the hands. He passed it straight to Singh and they just slid across. The tackle was made by Torrens. Hegarty to Green. Cutout ball to Ricketson. Now to Fittler, to Phillips. 3 on 2. He gives it to Cross. Tunnel ball to Minicello and the Roosters are alive at Brookvale. 31 to 22. It looked as though they weren't going to get there, and it took Ryan Cross to hark back to his school days to go tunnel ball style to Minicello.
Excellent work. He was obviously the captain of the tunnel ball team. But there was, you see the ball was touched there. 6 again, Ryan Cross almost through. But then from this play, still very flat, the Roosters. Good cutout pass. And it was just through the hands. That's it there. Smart thinking. Knew all he had to do was get the ball out there somewhere.
And there is the kick, which is good from wide out by Luke Phillips. What an important kick for them. The difference once again is 7. Kamali. 8 minutes left. Kicks it long and high all the way to the in goal, and it's Pongia who brings it back out. The Roosters need the hands of safecrackers from now on. They can't afford to drop a ball. Here's Cross, who's been very well contained by his opposite number, Ben McDougall, today. Came up with an important pass when they needed him to, though. Ricketson now, as they spread it to the left and then come back inside. Still about 18 metres on their own side of halfway. Fittler, they spread it again. Fletcher straightened it, but was well tackled by Bandy with the help of Tuvey. Wing goes back to Fittler. Getting a possession almost on every play now. Here's Flannery. Lost it in the tackle. One-on-one tackle, says Archer as well. What an important turnover that is as Adam Muir gets ready to come back into the game.
Lead the ball 2 in it.
Evans will play it. Back to Miles. 7 minutes exactly left now as Pongia takes Miles to ground. Bandy in a dummy half. Gives it off to Stringer. Menzies down this short side. Runs at them. Good tackle. Attempt the tackle made by Green, but he took enough of the sting out of Menzies' run. He went inside the 10, the lock forward. Kamali, grubbering, looking for 6 more tackles, if not a try, but the kick is too big. The Roosters will have it from their own 20. Reeves was flying, but the kick was just a little too big. And now here's Ricketson. They're 70 metres away from where they need to be. Just over 6 minutes left, and the Roosters trail by 7. Even if they score again and can convert, they somehow need a field goal of their own or another penalty goal perhaps to match the Eagles. Can they score twice in this last 6 minutes? Fletcher running at Kamali again, who this time got some help from Evans. Inside that Eagles 40-metre line. Wing now from dummy half. And a line break earlier on in this second half. Fittler goes high to the air on the last tackle. Reeves waiting, couldn't get to it. It comes backward. Oh, off the hands of Green, who knocked it on. It was going to be play on for the Roosters. They perhaps were going to get 6 more tackles. And now they'll have to defend and try and keep the Eagles pinned inside their own half. Trendall, another good run from the front rower. Bandy goes himself for a settler from dummy half. The clock counts down to almost 5 minutes left. Muir looking to get an offload away. Hung on to it. Morley getting ready to come back on for one last effort. Evans up to the halfway line. There's that right arm free again. Almost lost it. Kamali kicks, looking for the touchline. Got the good bounce as well. It will use up some important seconds off the clock. And they've got just over 4.5 minutes left to hang on. What a kicking game. 15 kicks in total. 10 times he's kicked for distance. That one probably his shortest kick of the game, but perhaps the most important. Tuvey will watch on from the bench as this one plays itself out at Brookvale.
Let's get in. Get the foot back, get the foot back.
Hegarty, first receiver, has Flannery outside him.
Help one, get off.
They'll be desperate to keep the ball alive on every occasion now, the Roosters. Hegarty again gets away from Kamali. Another good tackle from McDougall. And a good game in defence, the youngster. Fittler fires it to wing. They're almost out on their feet, the Roosters, from trying to turn it on here at Brookvale this afternoon. Green at dummy half, away to Pongia. Cut out ball for Ricketson. There were numbers there. He gives it back to Flannery. Comes to Torrance, who grasses him with the help of Stringer. Almost down to the 3.5 minute mark. Green off the right foot, off the left. Good pass back to Pongia. Here's Fletcher now. He gives it to Fittler. Away to cross. Had Minicello outside him. Couldn't get it there as Beckett came in to snuff it out. Fittler at first receiver. This time, dummies the kick. Gives it back to Minicello. Back to cross to Minicello again. To Luke Phillips, who scores for the Roosters. What a finish we have coming up here at Brookvale. They're back within 3. He now has the pressure of trying to convert his own kick. And then they will have possession from the kickoff. But they are back within 3.
Well, you've also got to ask the question, is it worthwhile taking the kick? Wasting about a minute of time. They're going to need another try to win the game. So should they just sprint straight back? But terrific cohesion in the play. Tipping it on. Real desperation shown in attack. Phillips the man, given the job to try and take 2 points off the deficit.
He has them back within 1. What a game at Brookvale. And it will go right down to the wire. There are over 2 minutes left here. And it's 31 to 30. We have less than 2 minutes left. The Roosters will have it from the kickoff. They'll have to go the length of the field. This could be their last possession of the game unless they can get a repeat set of 6 tackles. Fittler, quite obviously, is the man. What can he lay on for us? Here's Pongia. Takes it outside the 20.
Probably very important that the Northern Eagles play a man in a short cover defending role as well.
Wing, a good run down the blind side. Picked up some important metres. Here's Fletcher. Put it away. It came to Adrian Morley. Almost back to the halfway line. In fact, it was Minicello midfield. Here's Green. It came off the chest of Fletcher, who wasn't expecting it. That might be it for the Roosters. The Eagles now can run the clock down.
Wait there, wait there.
Stringer took a long time to get back to his feet. How ironic that a player like Fletcher, who's had such a great game for the Roosters, there's the innocent party there as Green fired the ball back on the inside when Fletcher barely saw it. Here's Muir standing. 46 seconds left. And the home team leading by the barest margin. Bandy gives it away to Evans. He'll just cart it forward. Take as long to go to Green as he can. Popped a pass. How or why, I'll never know. What was he thinking, trying to offload in that situation? Menzies has it.
Get up and play it,
He takes an age to get back to his feet. Now Kamali, dummying to kick. Will concede to the tackle.
I think you can see this ball going over the dead ball line quite confidently.
Reeves, exactly. That's what he does. It comes off the upright. Can you believe that? Logan fires a pass to Hegarty, who has plenty of speed. Only Walker in front of him. The clock has used up all the seconds that were left. And the Eagles have hung on. Do you believe what you just saw? Brendan Reeves was trying to put it onto Pinwater Road and he bounced it off the upright, and Hegarty, I thought for a moment, might go the length of the field and score.
Well, this game's had everything. There's been a couple of mistakes from both teams along the way. You could describe it as one of the most entertaining games of the season, certainly of what we've seen so far. Both coaches will take a fair bit out of it and say we can improve on that next time around. But boy, it had enough attack to fill a couple of games.